How's it going, everyone? In this video, I want to go over some major PlayStation 4/PlayStation 5 game updates. We've got more details on Horizon Forbidden West. Seems like the PlayStation blog is the place to go for Horizon Forbidden West updates because they've been putting them out pretty regularly, and now they have another big one in talking about the machines in the game. We'll go over that. We have another update on Elden Ring and its performance updates and things like that, ray tracing, all that good stuff, and Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker, a bit late on this, but the game has been officially delayed. We'll talk that, just a very slight delay. We'll talk that at the end of this video. But first of all, the PlayStation blog has a brand new blog post that is titled Rebuilding the Awe-Inspiring Machines of Horizon Forbidden West. So if you've seen any of the Horizon Forbidden West gameplay at this point and you played Zero Dawn, you know that they're adding in a lot of new machinery, and it's pretty interesting in the variety that they are adding. So this might have some spoilers of Zero Dawn, especially in the blog post, because they noted themselves in the title. So yeah, just bear that in mind. Go play Zero Dawn, it's an excellent game, and 60 frames per second on PlayStation 5 finally. Go definitely check that out. Principal machine designer Blake Poteski has been with Guerrilla since the first machines were conceived at the start of Horizon Zero Dawn. And it was noted, we're getting to explore a new area within the world of Horizon. It was interesting to figure out what type of machines would live in different ecological zones and how they would interact with each other, their environment, and of course humans. Machines are the so-called caretakers of the world, so how they perform their roles and what the player can do to use these behaviors to their advantage was always interesting to consider. During Horizon Zero Dawn's development, we had a ton of ideas. Of course, not everything could make it into the first game, but now with Forbidden West, we've been able to match some exciting ideas that previously weren't feasible with new and interesting concepts. Specifically, they are very much expanding the machine catalog with over 25 different machines in Horizon Zero Dawn. Finishing them all was not an easy feat. In the first game, we had to create the foundation, so we started small by defining different roles. The Watcher is like a security camera, the Ravager is an enforcer, and so forth. Once these base roles were decided, we could really build on that by mixing in robot designs, unique abilities and features, and of course cool weapons and attacks. We're expanding this catalog further with Forbidden West. For example, we wanted a slightly bigger flying machine than the Glinthawk, which resulted in the Sunwing, but it needed a place and a role in the world. We studied various flying reptiles and primitive birds for inspiration and came up with the concept of their wings collecting solar energy during sunny weather. This in turn created an interesting gameplay dynamic. Sunwings will be vulnerable when they are harvesting solar power, but are also more alert to potential predators when they are idle. Unique behaviors like these become the basis and are then expanded on what we define the machine roles in the world. We always want to make sure the machines are connected and that they serve a greater purpose, so the whole machine ecosystem is in harmony just like the real world. I find that pretty fascinating that they want all the machinery to be kind of in this own ecosystem, but that must require a lot of attention to detail. And they aren't just looking to slap in like a lot of big machinery just for, effect of them being colossal creatures, but nevertheless, Aloy has many different weapons and ammunition available, and she's going to need them all to beat the different machines. Without spoiling anything, every machine has multiple ways to be defeated. We tried to make it clear for players through the machine design and added textures to show the weak points or interactive components. You'll need to study each machine closely to find different ways to approach it, and this was kind of evident in Horizon Zero Dawn, don't get me wrong, but based on the initial gameplay we've seen of Forbidden West, it really seems like one of the top elements that they wanted to introduce in this game is variety in how you tackle various situations. That's not only going for the machine design and the machines that are in the game, but also for the different gameplay options that Aloy has at her disposal. I think those can combine together to add a lot more gameplay depth to the game. Obviously, it's all about execution, but based on what I've seen thus far, I am pretty compelled on what they can do overall with everything that they're adding into the game, and if that is going to add another positive layer to the game. Let me emphasize positive layer because you do need everything to work in harmony, so to speak, so that is going to be interesting if they do, synergize in that regard. They also have a section about the Tremor Tusk, which is one of the machines in the gameplay demo. The Tremor Tusk is based on a mammoth with a nod to the historic and cinematic examples of the great war elephants. It has many different attacks and a body covered in various guns. Apart from using its tusk to attack up close, it also has different elemental weapons it can use. The one we see in the trailer in specific is controlled by a rebel faction, but they're also going to be wandering in the wilds, as it was noted, reminding of a mixture of war elephants and a huge siege tower that was used to attack fortresses in medieval times. Obviously, Override is going to be a big element in this game as well. And there's a lot more information in the PlayStation blog. You know, go check it out for yourself. But if you haven't played Zero Dawn, go and play Zero Dawn first. And Forbidden West does look like it can be a compelling build upon from Zero Dawn. Some of the people that I talked to weren't a big fan of Zero Dawn's gameplay. Like, I think everybody was pretty invested into that game's narrative. And I think it's easy to say that was the strongest element of the game. Let me know if you guys disagree. But gameplay-wise, I enjoyed it a lot too. And even if you only go into for the story, they have like the easy difficulty mode where the game, it's like literally impossible to die. Like I know some people that were raging playing Horizon Zero Dawn, and I didn't think the game was that difficult, but hopefully from a depth in gameplay additions with Forbidden West, people are engaged more so to the gameplay. It really did seem like it was like 70-30, where like 70% of the people dug the gameplay, but 30% weren't crazy about it, so we'll see how that turns out, but that would just be, it might be me speaking based on anecdotes. Nevertheless, moving on from that, Elden Ring, that stuff from GameStop did come out with the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X and S having a performance and resolution mode that was leaked by GameStop. Now, the performance mode is of course going to give you the option of running the game at 60 frames per second with the resolution being adjusted accordingly. Now, we don't know what it's going to be adjusted to, but I would imagine it's going to be higher than 1080p. The resolution mode, on the other hand, will be 30 frames per second, and it will be 3840 by 2160p. That's 4K resolution, so 4K 30 FPS, like if you want to do that, go for it. But if we're playing a Souls-style game, a From Software game on next-generation platforms, bruh, 30 FPS ain't gonna be for me. We're going with that performance option for me. Now, it was also noted that the game will be getting an update to add ray tracing as well. That will be through a future update. On previous generation platforms, PlayStation 4 Pro, the resolution will be at 3200 by 1800 with checkerboarding, and the PlayStation 4 base model will be at 1080p. Both of those versions will, of course, run at 30 frames per second. Elden Ring will be dropping February 25th, and it'll be coming to just about every platform: PS5, PS4, PC, Series X and S, and Xbox One. Lastly, a game that I know a lot of people were, or an expansion I should say, a lot of people were excited for this month, Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker has been delayed until December 7th, and that is because of, you know, improving the quality and everything like that. The game was scheduled for a release on November the 23rd, I believe. For me personally, like, I don't know if I'm going to delve into Endwalker that crazy, just because, you know, this is going to be a very big time investment, but there are some titles in November that I want to spend time on, and Endwalker definitely would not be played this month if it did come out, because we got Forza Horizon, and then I definitely am excited for Pokemon, and then Battlefield as well. So November's kind of busy because those games are all going to be significant time sinks for me. Yoshida did note, as I've mentioned previously in interviews and during live streams, Endwalker will be the largest expansion pack in the history of Final Fantasy XIV. It has been a huge undertaking, but we proceed with development following plans that would allow us to make it in time for the originally scheduled release date, although admittedly everything would be down right to the wire. However, as we near the end of development and I played through everything from quest to battle content and the like, I just couldn't contain my desire to further improve Endwalker's quality, specifically because this expansion pack marks the first major culmination of events in Final Fantasy XIV so far. Even as we look beyond Endwalker, the Final Fantasy XIV story will continue for a long time, and we hope to deliver many more enjoyable experiences in the game. However, it was precisely because Endwalker concludes the first major saga that I felt our team needed to push ourselves to the limits that I envisioned. The game will now be released on December the 7th, so it's not that big of a delay. It's, what, 2 weeks? We're all gonna live on that. I know that people were super excited for it. I actually heard some of my friends that are super excited for Endwalker be really upset about this delay, but yeah, when you're invested into an MMO like that, I guess, and that's the lone game that, you know, you've been grinding on, I guess a delay could be upsetting too. But then I had another boy tell me that, you know, he's still working on content from Final Fantasy XIV, so he's happy about the delay. So seems to be a little bit of a mixed bag. Again, that's just anecdotes speaking. I think overall people are going to be happy with the delay and happy with the ultimate product that will be dropping on December the 7th. But that is going to do it for me. Again, a ton of new Horizon Forbidden West information. Super excited for that. That is dropping early next year, so that's going to be a great way to kickstart Q1 of next year. Elden Ring also going to kickstart Q1 of next year on February 25th. Got some information on that, and FF14 rounding out the year, December the 7th. That's going to do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.